I'm talking today to Jonathan Tawia, who is the CEO of Ostec. Ostec is a managed services company, probably one of the largest in Ghana. Jonathan, tell me how the company came to be set up.
Well, I have a background in financial services. I worked in London, and my last year in London, I've worked on cost of IT ownership and technology investments and so on. So ready to come to Ghana. So IT was the obvious market for us. Managed services in Ghana because we moved in and thought this was the market for us. It was not developed. It was an area of the market that was not developed. The potential was there. There were a lot of international companies that understood managed services moving into Ghana at the time.
We have to make clear this was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Oh, this is 10 years ago.
Yes.
It's way back in fact, the company will be 10 years in about 3 weeks' time from now. So
okay.
This is a long time ago. But even then, it was clear that we were onto something with managed services. Like I said, there were quite a number. 10 years ago, Ghana was changing government from one party to the other. And that was a bit of a novelty in this part of Africa. And for that reason, you had investors looking at Ghana and thinking, if they can do this, then perhaps democracy is here to stay. And we were keen to ride on that.
So you went to the clients saying, here we are, we can do managed services.
Yes.
And what did the clients say?
Oh, no, you can't run our managed machines. Customers were keen to allow us to introduce new technologies to them, essentially to sell them boxes.
Yeah.
Customers were not ready to hand over management of the IT services, actually going in and putting in IT managers or just setting up the IT department for them and running it. The market wasn't ready for that, but we were still keen that that is where the business needed to go. So we started off having to put our ambitions on hold for a minute and do what the market was ready for, which at the time was just delivering boxes and doing a little bit of integration, but not the managed services which we had really set out to do.
So how long was it before the managed services took off?
Oh, a few years. We had started business back in 2000, 2001. I think it was not until 2004. And interestingly, that was when the business had actually become profitable. So we became profitable doing something we hadn't intended to do. But then they gave us a great platform because we had become profitable. Our customers were more interested in managed services, and we had the balance sheet, if you like, to go, develop the business further into where we really wanted it to be. And of course, also because we had run the business for, at the time, 4 years.
So who was your first client?
First customer was a French shipping company called SDV. I remember we started doing some training for them. We were doing mostly selling Cisco routers and doing some configurations, just basic stuff. And I bumped into I think it was the finance director somewhere, having a drink. And I said, look, we come in here, you guys have a new Cisco box, it has to be configured, you come to us, we come in, we charge you, per hour, some huge sum, and you pay, we walk away. Every couple of days you want to do something to the box, we come in, you pay us $100 an hour, we spend 2 or 3 hours, and we go back. I was like, look, we can come in here, get you, in fact, we can come in and buy all your equipment back off you, then lease it back over 2 or 3 years. When we do that, we can also place an IT manager in here, and then all these guys that you have on $100 an hour from our office, they would all be in our back office, and when they're needed on site, they come in, they do their stuff, they go back, and it's all part of this one single monthly fee that you pay. So and then he nodded and thought, I think we're ready for this. And then it took like a year of discussing the contract, but that was our first contract. And then so we've gone on to some pretty interesting stuff.
So how many clients have you got now?
Well, we have we've split it into companies that we're doing real managed services for, and these will be companies that we that own all the IT hardware, and we have maybe 2 or 3 full-time IT staff on site, 50 plus. And then you go on to companies that we work with, and it's just on a call-out basis, and that will be a few dozen as well in this market. So for an environment or a market the size of what Ghana is, and when you look at the approach to handing over your IT investment, to a third party that we walked into. I think we've done pretty well over the last few years to develop the business to where it is now, where you have some of the largest telcos in this town, coming to us, and thrusting, it's a $5 million project to bring up a data center, and then in fact build the thing first. So we built this thing.
So who have you built the data center for?
Built data center for. In fact, our first one, which is the DR site, was for one of the banks, and this is going back about 4 years. It's a fairly small one, and we've done a couple of other ones in the middle. But the largest one we've done recently was for Vodafone, and we've built what Vodafone sees as Vodafone International Standard Data Center for them here. What we've also done is done a migration from the old data center to this new one. The plan actually was to just build and hand over. So we built this thing, they came back to us and said, listen, do migration for us. So we did migration, which was an interesting thing to have gone through. And then so we did migration and thought, okay, job done, good experience, let's go and do another one. And then they came back and said, look, guys, we'd like you to actually come in here and manage it 24/7. So
you've now got a contract.
We've got a contract. We've got a team of engineers in there working 24/7, managing the data center, running, critical services out of that building for Vodafone.
So do you just operate in Ghana, or do you operate in other countries?
We have agency companies or sister companies that we work with in Cote d'Ivoire, and in Togo, Benin, Mali, Gabon. One of the things we're doing currently, one of the projects we're working on, is a mesh, VSAT connectivity mesh solution for a French, it's actually a Belgian plantation company. It is probably the largest VSAT mesh connectivity investment currently being rolled out in West and Central Africa. We're very proud to be doing that, and it's
and that's presumably for remote locations.
It's remote locations. It's all plantations, so it's extremely remote. It's as you know, VSAT is probably the most reliable and the only solution that you can take, to remote places, especially in Africa. We're really privileged to be doing that. We've been right up there when it comes to sort of VSAT solutions. We've done some pretty large VSAT rollouts with the UN across Africa. So this one is up there with it.
So why is Ghana a good place to operate for your kind of business?
Well, for me, Ghana is home. And then why not Ghana? Ghana is home, and I think Ghana is ready. The experience that we have is that Ghana is no different to your Kenya and your Botswana. I think we're doing well here primarily because we've got a team of very hardworking individuals here, very driven. You know, we're keen to make this business a thriving business. You know, I always say to people, you know, don't be, you know, I'm hugely motivated by money. You know, and I always say to people, it's not a bad thing to be motivated by money. You know, money is not everything, but it's very important. You know, so we have people here that are highly motivated. They like their money. You know, they want to do well. You know, I mean, these are some of the key things that you need to create the environment to make this work. And I think we've got it here.